Good morning. Yep, good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. I'm going to do the answers to these questions today. I'm going to try to go through these as quick as I can. Now, some of these questions I probably could have made a whole video just on the question, just on this certain question or whatever. But there's a lot of questions. I'm going to get through as many as I can, but I don't want this video to be longer than 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to give short answers. If you want me to elaborate on any of these answers in a different video, you can let me know, and I'll try to address that. Anyway, I got a separate phone here, and I got the video pulled up at the comments section, so I'm just going to go through them. So, first one here, Georgia dog living in his mom's garage. I'm a proud tech graduate making 6 figures a year. Not only will you guys lose to Florida Saturday, you'll also lose to Georgia Tech. Ha ha ha. That's from Anthony Sawyer. 2 things on this one here. Number one, if you make 6 figures a year and you're on YouTube or the internet bragging to strangers that you make 6 figures a year, then you probably don't make 6 figures a year. That's number one. Number two, Georgia Tech's not beating Georgia. I mean, what are we, 13-2 against you, 12-3 against you this century, something like that. So if you do beat us, that'll give you, 3 or 4 wins against us this century. It's not happening. We'll beat Georgia Tech like we always do. Again, the second one, why do you live in your grandma's garage? Some people just can't be helped. That's Louis the 14th, 92. So, yeah, you're going to have to figure that out on your own, Louis. Let's see, Rowan Coley. I don't think I've ever seen you without Georgia glasses on. It's nice to see your eyeballs for a change. Yeah, I'm gonna get Georgia glasses on today, though. I have to. Let's see. Thank you for the question. Let's see, Brian Allison. So you don't live in your mom's basement, but your grandma's garage. I guess that's different. Not sure why you're guessing. Grandma's garage is obviously different than mom's basement. I don't really understand the whole you guess part about that. Thomas Vall, since Georgia isn't winning the East, would you rather Tennessee or Florida win it? I don't have, there's no one, I wouldn't rather one or the other win it. That's not what it is. The fact is, though, we've already played Tennessee, and we still have to play Florida. Obviously, I want to beat Florida, which would help Tennessee's chances of winning. So it's not that I necessarily want Tennessee to win it, but I do want us to beat Florida, which would help you guys. So that's about the best answer I can give there. ZZ Tex, you should point out about your reaction videos that your reactions are the reason you're exiled to the garage. That's somewhat true. I do watch a lot of the games in the house. If it gets to the end like it has a couple of times this year, and I think it's going to go down to the wire or something exciting might happen at the end, that's when I'll come out here and turn the camera on, because I don't want to be filming and jumping around and stuff like that in the house. One other quick thing about these reaction videos. People say that, it's made up, or, I'm overreacting just because the camera's on, something like that. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that other than it's not true. I mean, I've done things immediately following a Georgia game that are way crazier than anything I've ever put on YouTube. I remember burning an Auburn flag in the yard one time immediately following a Georgia-Auburn game. I remember watching the game on my back porch one time at a different house, not here, before I lived here. But I remember watching a game on the back porch one time. Georgia lost in the last seconds of the game, and I basically trashed everything on the porch. I had a brand new 18 speed or whatever. I took it off the back porch out into the middle of the street out in front of the house and body slammed it like 15 or 20 times. I mean, I've kicked and punched holes in the wall. I mean, the point is, if I wanted to make up some sort of fake reaction just to get a viral video or whatever, there are way worse things I could do than stand over here and do the Surrender Cobra in silence for 5 minutes like I did in the Tennessee game. These are honest and legitimate reactions that you see at the end of the games. I just don't know what else to say. Either you believe it or you don't. Let's see. Where'd you get the autographed Herschel Walker jersey? I ordered the jersey itself off of eBay about 10 or 12 years ago. I think I paid about $80 or $85 for the jersey. It didn't come framed. It was just the jersey and a certificate of authenticity. When I got the jersey in, I took it to a local frame shop here in town, a picture shop, whatever they're called, and I had the frame custom made. And I paid way more for the frame and the mounting of the jersey than I did the jersey itself. The frame was about $350. That was the labor, the parts, everything to custom build it. So all in all, I have about $450 invested in that jersey. But that's the story there. What happened to Magnum, or have you heard from him lately? If any of you guys don't know who Magnum is, he used to make Georgia videos on here a lot. He was doing it way before I was ever doing it. He's still around. I still talk to him from time to time. Well, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I have his phone number, so, you know, it's not like we talk every day, but I do keep in touch with him. He's still a big Georgia fan. He's just got other things going on right now and sort of got away from the whole video making thing on YouTube. Some of these are just comments, not questions, so I'm going to skip over them. Let's see. Adam wants to know, how do you lose to Vanderbilt? I mean, it's embarrassing. There really is no reason to lose to Vanderbilt. I'm not getting into all that again. I don't know how you lose to Vanderbilt. Crunk Man, I see a WWE belt in your videos. If you're a WWE fan, who do you pull for? And the belt looks like it has something on it. What is it? I'll try to show you here. First off, I'm not really a WWE fan. I mean, there's been periods when I watched it. Of course, I watched wrestling when I was a little kid. And then, like, college age, I got back into it again and watched it for a little while then. But I don't currently watch it. But Lou Jr. was big into wrestling for a couple of years. I don't know, not so much right now. But that's where the belt came from. He got it for Christmas or a birthday or something one year. He had all the action figures and the rings and everything else. But anyway, once he stopped playing with the wrestling stuff, I brought the belt out here. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I'll try to zoom it in when I edit the video. Maybe you can see it a little better. Anyway, it just says LWO, Lou World Order on it. So, yeah, but that's the Internet Championship of the World. I'm undefeated here on YouTube, and that's my championship belt. So that's the story. That's the story with that. Thanks for asking, Crump Man. Okay, sorry, phone locked. Unlock it here. Are you rich? W. Ivy. No, I'm not rich. Bad Dog wants to know, what workout advice would you give Sports Live in the ATL? I wouldn't give him any because he wouldn't listen to any of it. People have been giving this guy workout advice for years. He doesn't listen. You know, the guy is 6'8" and weighs 102 pounds, soaking wet. It is what it is. Yep. Let's see. Tim Wilson, how bad will the corruption of Hillary be on the nation once she is selected as president? Any opinions on the selection process November 8th will be appreciated. I've sort of gotten away from the political videos for various reasons here. I do think Hillary Clinton will win the election. Not saying I'm pro-Hillary or against Hillary or anything in between. Not saying I'm voting for Hillary. That's who I think is going to win. I don't think it'll be close. I think it'll be a landslide. I think it's also going to hurt the Republicans, particularly in the Senate and a little bit in the House of Representatives. The Republicans are going to lose control of the Senate in this election as a result of Donald Trump, and they're going to lose some seats in the House, but probably remain control or keep control of the House. But they're going to lose the Senate, and Hillary's going to win the election. Let's see. I'm Nobody says, Uncle Lou, you are the ID of Georgia football. That's not true, sir. I've said it before. I'm just an idiot with a camera and a YouTube account. You know, these are just my opinions. I'm no more or less of a fan than anyone else. I'm just a fan. That's it. Let's see. Charles Lowe says, since Saban lost to Louisiana, Lafayette, and UAB, do you think Kirby can win a national title? Of course, everyone knows Saban did lose to Louisiana his first year at Alabama. He also lost to UAB while he was at LSU. I think that was his first year too. Those two things don't have anything to do with whether or not Kirby will win a national title. I do think Kirby has the potential to win a national title in the next 4 to 5 years, but there are no guarantees. Let's see. CD wants to know, what coffee do you drink? I'm not a coffee snob. I'll drink pretty much any brand of coffee as long as it's light or medium roast. I don't like dark roast coffee. It's like sipping gravy. I prefer light or medium roast. I don't use any milk or creamer. I do use about a half a spoon or so of sugar. So I drink it black with 1 sugar, I guess. But I don't really care about the brand. Have you ever thought about doing a series on the all-time best UGA players at each position? Is it time to start lecturing kids about Larry Munson? Would you rather live next to a USC fan or an Auburn fan? I'd rather live next to an Auburn fan. I can't stand Gamecocks. Most Georgia fans, I think, are aware of Larry Munson. Obviously, some of the younger ones aren't going to have the emotional connection to Larry Munson that people my age and older do. But there's little doubt and little argument that Larry Munson is one of the greatest college play-by-play guys of all time. That's for sure. Have you ever thought about doing a series on the all-time best players at each position? I do a lot of videos like that in the off-season. Obviously, there's not a lot of news, and there's no games at all going on a lot during the off-season. So if you don't watch me during the off-season normally, that's the sort of time I do these kinds of videos. I remember doing one last year about my favorite quarterbacks ever at UGA. So I do a lot of those types of videos, but I usually do them during the off season. There's too much actual football to talk about during the season. And by saving stuff like this for the off season, it gives me something to ramble about when there's no football to watch. What's your final score prediction on the Florida-Georgia game, Rowan Coley? I'll do something on that next week. Agar says, you have eyes, question mark. Yes, 2 of them, in fact. Let's see. That's just a comment. Comment. Austin Boyle, do you think Kentucky versus Georgia will be a good game? Unfortunately, yes. It looks like every game we play this year is going to be a quote-unquote good game. If by good game you mean close. Georgia hasn't been able to pull away from anybody this year. South Carolina's been about the closest we came. Let's see. I'm Nubby. What's your favorite rivalry? A team that you like watching that isn't Georgia? I don't really have a favorite rivalry. I've said this before. If Georgia ever went 1-11, I would want their one win to be against South Carolina. That's the team I hate the most. But I don't know. Georgia is sort of unique in that we have several long-lasting traditional rivalries. Florida, Auburn. Over the last 20 years or so, 15 to 20 years or so, the Tennessee game has gotten really big between the fans of the two schools. So there's several teams. Georgia has several rivalries. So I guess that can be a blessing or a curse depending on how you look at it. And you take a look at a team like Arkansas, has 0 rivals. Can you tell me right now who Arkansas's yearly rival is? They don't have one. So I'd rather have 4 than none. But I don't particularly have a favorite. A team that I like watching that isn't Georgia. I'm a huge college football fan in general, so I will watch any college game. Like today, Georgia doesn't have a game. I'll watch just as much football today as I do when Georgia plays. I'm just a fan of the college game. SEC is my favorite conference to watch. Outside of that, I like top 25 matchups. I like to watch regardless of the conference. But I'll watch football all day today, even though Georgia's not.